LTV. And ain't no church inside. The church is outside. Boots on the ground. Hey, it's your warlord. What's up? Lyrical storyteller. Yo, it's church outside. I'm motivating the youngins by the hundreds. Liberate kings, be the function. My vocals are busting, Detroit rebuild. Total destruction. Yo, the powers that be, soldiers are rushing. I got my sons on stage, knowledge they armor. Greatness is shared, and knowledge my father. A little reckless, spill. Verbal revolver, the ancestors, my karma. Pay your respects. We carry spirits of slaves at the Jamestown Harbor. I got that fire. Madam C.J. Walker, you know where I'm headed. Pain is embedded, it hurts so much. My talents are headed. It hurts so much, I keep a note. Message, minus the weapon, slip and fall, a beautiful blessing. Fight back, maximum effort. Young man busting, he want a death wish. Matter of fact, he wants some lessons. We moving the boat, the island is near. Your power is fear, surrounded by death. For so much life, you have to suffer. Ultimate sacrifice, help your brother. Do what's right, serving the masses, showing my might, collectively moving for the legacy future. My warlord is Haitian, spears and swords, strike with a purpose, rebellion. How far can we take it? There's no telling. Pain we selling, the pastors are mad. I'm actually glad it's church outside, kings down, no corners. Don't call her a B, call her a queen. I'm here to challenge a being. Hill TV, Black Angel, Purple Wings. Mothers grieving and crying, preachers preaching and choirs, police screaming and dying. Kings teaching and dying. Church and street, there's no alliance. What's the science? Captivating the child so he can rise above it. Yo, escaping the wild. Yeah. Liberate Kings, Volume 2. Let's go. Yeah. Javon Peace King. You know what time it is. Lamar Cena, a.k.a. Mr. Kool Spot. Lyrical storyteller. No church outside. Woo! What we gonna do with it? You ready?
Liberating the youth and bringing them nothing but truth. Everybody spending money to get in the booth. Libations poured on the corner for the dead, homie. Predicted trails and outcomes, another day, homie. These streets are running, but parallel with the church. You seeking to hug a few, or touch a few, maybe a W. People prostitute, dripping, popping, mixing with lots of gin. Sending docs and doctors pay attention to the doctor in. The dog out, he gon' growl, he a lion now. Kind of defiant, still cry till it's time to shout. Your baby in his phone, he got a big mouth. Christ still reigns, and I still represent the South. Pragmatic, heard him saying, let me find out. Resurrecting your mission, homie, yeah, the time's now. Spirit wars, ancestors still crying out. The ancestor pull up, when they pull up, we ride now.
Peace to the family. Peace to the family. It is your truly, Lamar Cena. Welcome you guys to the Kool Spot. I would like to introduce my co-host,
Mike Jenkins, right here.
Absolutely, absolutely. We have a special guest today, man. It's going to be phenomenal. I hope you guys enjoyed the song. Me and this king has been building for a long, long time, and he has a really, really long plethora of different services and acts of good deeds that he's done for the community. A lot of sacrificing. One of my greatest encouragements in my journey that may have sparked up a few things that you guys may or may not have seen that I've done in the past. But I want you guys to welcome our guest, my homie, my king, my big bro. You know what I mean? Javon Lunsford. Peace, King. What's up, brother?
Hey, thank you, man. Peace, family. How y'all doing? What's going on?
We good, bro. We good. Good to have you on board. This is our very first live table talk at the Kool Spot. I'm super excited about, and just been doing a lot of building, brother. A lot of building.
Congratulations, man. Congratulations to you, Mike. It's a beautiful thing, man, and I'm honored to be on your show today. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Absolutely. Mike, how you feeling, brother?
Powerful as always.
Absolutely. So you guys know, anytime that I do a live or anything that I do, definitely want to keep it interactive. So for anybody that has any questions, please go to the chat box, type in your questions, type in your comments and everything, and you'll see a little flash across the screen, whatever your questions are. But what we're going to do is we're going to hold off the questions until later. Right now, our primary focus is to introduce our guest, get to know him a little bit more, so that you guys can kind of connect with him if you like. There's a lot of great work this brother's been doing. So please, definitely, y'all tune in, share the video, like, of course, follow my brother Michael Jenkins Jr., also Javon Lunsford for the Hill TV. All right. So, Javon, what's up, brother?
What's up, my brother? What's good?
Let's talk Hill TV for a minute, man. I know you've been doing a lot of services in the community. Like I said, you have been one of my greatest influences with all that I've been doing. I've watched you for a minute. We've known each other for what, like 4 years, maybe 5 years now?
Yep. Well, 4 years. Yep.
4 years, yeah. And I've watched you ever since I met you. You talked about the documentary that you were going to do years ago, and then I finally seen that come into fruition. You were talking about music videos, and ideas and skits and plays. Like you've been doing a lot. Let's talk about it, man. Yeah. Let's talk about it.
Man. Hill TV is a nonprofit, but not only a nonprofit. We are a TV channel, and my goal is to educate the masses with Hill TV's content, and that content is music, films, skits, documentaries, poetry, community activities, inspirational speeches. So I use everything in my arsenal to uplift the masses, and I am blessed because you two brothers have been a part of many of the Hill TV's journey, and I'm blessed to just be a part of you guys and have the relationship with you guys. And we did the child support documentary, which Mike, if y'all haven't seen it, Michael Jenkins Triumphant, he did an awesome review of the support child documentary we dropped last year, and that was that we got a great response from it, man. I got a lot of good feedback, and a lot of people. I end up reaching the goal of getting people to reconcile on their relationships and talk to their children's mothers and their children's fathers, and, coming together and being more open to talk about it, because it was a very sensitive topic. So I was very proud of that project right there, man. And like I said, inspirational speeches, skits, video. I just dropped Liberate Kings Volume 1. This year, a mixtape featured with some awesome, amazing kings. Mr. Davis Lawrence, who as well was on the project. My brothers from the city of New York, most consistent. You know what I'm saying? Johnny, the poet of Johnny Cabone. So, I just try to bring people together, use my platform to promote their platforms, and we just try to do whatever we can do to assist the masses and assist the community, especially the creative community.
Yeah, that's fire, man. You've been creating for a while. You also have a long line of music too that you've been doing for a good while. You know, what's the background? How long you been doing the music side?
On the music, I have been doing music for since 2000. So I would say roughly about 20 years. Yeah. When I first started out, I didn't really have the knowledge of who I was. So it was more of a journey on that starting out, which every young man goes through, trial and error. So I am more proud of my recent work, because that work is something that my children could be a part of. My music now is family friendly. And you know this, Lamoy, you can pop the CD in and you won't hear no profanity. You can have the kids in the back seat and don't have to turn the volume down. They can listen to the whole project all the way through. So the last three projects I dropped, Liberate Kings was this year. Yeah. Last year I dropped Concrete Tears, and then the first one was Suspended Animation. And those are my pride and joy, because they all family friendly, and it's music that'll liberate your mind. Everything that deals with knowledge, education, and inspiration.
That's fire. That's fire. Mike, what you think, bro? What's your thoughts, brother?
Well, I've been, tuning into Hill TV ever since I seen the both of you on the renewing challenge.
Oh yeah. He was the
with
inspiration for that too. Matter of fact, it was that brother that put me on that water challenge that started it all. So
yeah, it was something that was a challenge for anybody watching to enhance their health, and that's the thing that I was mostly interested in because that's what I did with most. I did with the health, and then when I heard that line at the end, health, inspiration, love, life. Ever since then, it was like, what do I subscribe? What do I put in? Any type of energy towards what Hill TV is doing.
Right.
Then when I heard him spit, though, when I heard him at the poetry, doing this poetry thing, it was like, man, this dude is powerful, man. Powerful. I was like, I gotta get with this guy, man. And the next thing I knew, we shook hands, we broke bread, and then he showed me that he had a full-on movie script. Like, how many brothers have a full-on, fleshed-out movie script ready to bring to the masses? Not too many. So I knew he was one of those few and far between that we need to continue to build, our other young kings so that they can be in the same regime. I mean, so. Yeah, any and everything that he has been a part of, that any product that's ever came out for Hill TV on it, I've copped all of them. Suspended animation, when has been playing in my house since a year and a half ago. Like I celebrated that anniversary, bumping that suspended animation.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you, my brother.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I appreciate you, and I believe that you're here because we are in need of more people to realize how much you put down here on the ground, boots on the ground, and how many more people need to not just appreciate you, but also find some appreciation within themselves that they can have the power to do some of the same things. That's essentially what a build is.
That's right.
Yeah.
Very important.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. It's our duty, bro. Like, we are obligated to lift up those that are moving in the community, that's sacrificing, coming out your own pocket. You're not asking for anything. And of course, we are creatives. We are creators. We are created to create. So I believe in what a good steward represents is being able to offer you a service. Well, offer my goods for your services. Going back to the whole idea of the bartering system, right? So a good steward is saying, hey, I have something that could be beneficial to you, and in return, I'm sure what you have to offer is going to be beneficial to me. So how can I support? How do I help out? What do I need to do to help put back into your goods? You know what I'm saying? Or to elevate your stock. So you have a Patreon as well. Javon, talk about your Patreon real quick, man. Then we're going to go in, brother.
All right, cool, man. Thank you for that. Basically, we have a Patreon page. Patreon is to support creators, and I set the Patreon page so we can expand the content of Hill TV and do community activities. So it's basically a membership where you can donate whatever you like. It could be I suggest $2 per month because I don't want to be a burden on nobody. So that's what I ask for. The minimum is $2 per month, and your donation is going towards future films, musical projects, community activities. Because we Hill TV, we don't only do just film and the content side. We also do book bag drives and stuff in the community as well. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with the youth. So a lot of them donations will go to that. And the benefits of becoming a Patreon member of Hill TV, we give out gift cards. We give out even sneakers throughout the year, Hill TV merchandise, and you'll get exclusive access to certain things that won't be available on YouTube. It'll be full-length films on there, full short films or film music projects. So you get exclusive access to certain things that won't be available on my regular platform.
That's it. That's what it's about. So again, a good steward means that we're here to support each other. It means that we're here to support each other. So, but yeah, man. So like, where are we right now, man? In our culture, in our society, like, what could be some things that we can bring to the table to help elevate the thinking process of our people? We're aware of the different things that's happening, dealing with the killings, cop shootings, and people feeling like they want to become vigilantes on behalf of the police department, and and they want to get out here and we're protecting our community, and they're killing people on behalf of the police. Like, what are some of the things that we can bring to the table, bro, that can help elevate and prepare the people for, what the phase is and what the next move is? Let's talk about that if you don't mind, brother.
I'll go first. I'm glad you brought that up. We have to get more out of the selfish phase, because we lost touch of the word community. Yeah. And within that word community is unity. So when I was growing up, in the late 80s, going into the early 90s, everybody on the block knew each other. Yeah. My mom knew the other kid's mom. That kid's mom knew the other kid's mom, and the uncles knew each other. Everybody knew each other, and everybody looked out for each other. You know what I'm saying? There was a sense of everybody was on guard if an outsider came through on our neighborhood block. Even if the police came through, it was a sort of still respect, where one police officer from that department would be the steward or be the mediator before they would storm through a block. They would consult with us first before they would do anything. So I think us as a people, we lost contact with that. As far as the generations, we lost touch and sense with that culture, and the morals and the principles kind of faded away, and we need to get back to that. Like I said, our grandmothers ain't here no more. You know what I'm saying? A lot of kings out there, the so-called OGs on the block, lost their morals and their principles, and they gave up on mentoring the youth in the neighborhood. So we lost sight of that, man, because nobody was trying to hand me a pack. A lot of people was making sure I got on the school bus, and there was older gentlemen walking the kids to school, making sure nobody was getting kidnapped, or no black vans or driving close to the girls. So we have to care about our community and ourselves first, and then the outsiders will see if we care about each other and governing ourselves and policing ourselves. They will be a little more hesitant to disrespect us and violate our freedoms. So that's one of the things that we can do. There's many things, what I'm saying, but that's really the foundation. We have to take care of us. That's what we need to start. Right.
Yeah. So we need to get back to grassroots. We need to get back to the
principles, values. Moral principles. I'm helping the elderly lady, checking on her, helping her with bags upstairs. I remember me and my friends used to always help the elderly with the bags. You see old lady with a shopping cart coming from the grocery store. We ran to her and made sure we held the door. Kids don't do that no more. And we need to instill them values again. Yes, man, no, man, that respect. You know what I'm saying? Caring about each other and our community. And like I said, we lost sight of that. And the enemy sees that, so they invade that weakness. They see we're vulnerable, and they're going to attack. They're going to attack.
Yeah, I agree. Mike, what's your thoughts, brother?
My only thoughts when it comes to that is, as far as holding each other accountable and figuring out the things that we actually can palatably do in the neighborhood. But the main thing is, having someone like you that can inspire people to that particular action. My question to you, though, Hill TV, is what happens to a person who is as inspirational as yourself? How do you deal with people who will go, and they say, yes, this is exactly what I want to do. I can't wait to go into this. And then they turn around and do the same thing they've always been doing. See, I was taught that if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you always got. And that's what tends to happen a lot in especially urban communities. And I can understand from a standpoint of a person that tries to inspire people with health, me being a person, a necessity worker, and dealing with the body and how people could even, make themselves more immune to COVID-19, things of that nature. But when
Right.
we're talking about the dis-ease of people giving harm to other people and people not trying to follow the cure to that, how do you persevere with your message? What is your motivation that has you persevere with your message when you have a lot of people who will say yes at one moment and say nah later on another?
Yeah.
Right. That's a good question, Mike. For the most part, the key is hope. And you save one, you save many. You can't force nobody. We can show them the door, Mike, all we want. I can show them the door all we want. But it's ultimately up to them to walk through that door. So I'm not going to force nobody. The information is here, the love is here, the unity is here, and Hill TV will assist you as much as I can. But if you want to continue on the path of self-destruction, of poison and chaos, that is ultimately your choice. But what I am going to do is, if I can't get you, I'm going to get to the most uncorrupted mind I can get to, which is the children. That's what Hill TV is going to focus on. We're going to focus on the ones that are not corrupt, the one that has high frequencies, antennas, and is ready to soak up and learn. So we're going to focus on the youth because, like you said, accountability. Adults, you are accountable. You know what you're doing. We know right from wrong. You know the moral compass. So if you want to continue on being glutton, abusing yourself, abusing your community, and not caring, then that's your choice. You got to live with that. But what I am going to do is try to save these babies. And save one, you save many. We're not going to save them all, but you save one, you save many, Mike.
Yeah, that's good stuff. It's good stuff, man. And that's the idea. Overall, though, like once we become of age, we have our own perception of life. We have our own experiences. We have, the hurts and the distrust that comes with all of that. And those are the things that mold our characters into, who we become at the end of the day. So if you catch them young, brother, and I love that strategy because I've worked with the youth for a while too. Catch them while they're hungry, catch them while they're curious, and teach them the right way, so then they can hold on to these good moral principles and understand true structures of life. Funny thing, I was watching a video this week about, it was on YouTube. It just showed up on my page, and I'm always curious, kind of inquisitive to see what's new and what's popping, and thought that may spark an interest. And they were talking about things that you should have known when you were younger, right? And there's a guy, I believe his name is Jordan Jones. I can't remember his name. But he's a white guy, right? But his speech was powerful. And he was saying that if we can actually measure our time with money, let's say like we're talking right now, right? What would you value this time that we're spending and putting into this session by the hour? What would you say that is worth to you? Would you say it's $20 an hour? We say it's $30. We say it's $50 an hour, right? And the way he broke it down, it really made things make sense to me. And I was like, I wish I had this when I was younger. But he was saying, you watching TV, sitting around all day watching TV, and you value your time by money, right? So if I value my time as being $100 an hour based off of my services and what I'm able to offer, right? But I'm watching TV 5 hours a day, I just lost $500. You know what I'm saying? So if we can kind of view it from that angle, from those lens, I think, bro, like life could make more sense when it comes to fulfilling your goals and fulfilling, the long-term goals and the short-term goals. And, for me, I like to try to take an overall vision or goal and break it into small subcategories, you know what I'm saying? And work on each by the day, you know what I mean? And build my way back up to that long-term goal. So that's my strategy now. And since I've heard that, I've really been inspired. So when you were talking about what our parents of what these kids are growing into and how we become adults in the state that we're in, I think what makes a lot of sense is we have to go back and challenge the things that we were taught by our parents. You know what I'm saying? And bro, Mike, we talked about this before.
Oh yeah.
So we had to go back and challenge what we were taught as kids, but what came from our parents, that came from their parents, that came from their parents, that came from their parents. You know what I'm saying? So we got to go back and challenge these things. Right. So as time goes along, we lose track of what was taught. And the level of our standards as far as principle goes, it depreciates. You know what I'm saying? And we end up settling because we lost track of grassroots. You know what I'm saying? Right. So what are you guys' thoughts on that, though? I know I said a lot, but what are your thoughts?
I think the key thing you said is challenging what we was taught before. Yeah. Because you know, you gain wisdom from experience. You gain wisdom from failing, you know? Right. So right now, I wasn't taught financial literacy by my father. Right. I wasn't taught financial literacy by my mom. So first thing I saw, I gravitated to people wearing nice clothes, Tommy Hilfiger polo, and Jordans on the corner. So I grabbed the Jordan mentality. And if I got a dope, I actually got a dope poem called Jordan Mentality. Check it out on my YouTube on Hill TV. But anyway, having that Jordan mentality will lead you to a financial grave. You know, so now I have 3 sons and I give them individual projects. I'll call my son randomly and I said, what is good debt and what is bad debt, my son? You know, what is an asset and what is liability? Right. You know, a car payment, you know, there's something I realized. And like I said, it's trial and error. I had a car that I owned. I traded the car that I own for a car I don't own. How crazy is that? Come on, Mike. It's okay to laugh, Mike. It's okay.
That's real.
How can you, like, the common sense? It's like you're trading in your freedom for some shackles. So now, you know, I'm trading the car that I don't own. The dealership guy's smiling. He's happy, you know, because he know I just got a sucker. You know what I'm saying? He's a fool. And the interest, you end up you're paying the car loan off 3-4 times. You done paid the car off just with the interest alone. Right. And once you drive it off the lot, it depreciates. So, like I said, that's that Jordan mentality. Just because it was more newer and more cleaner, and instead of my old beat up, let me go chase that and be something that I'm not and try to chase this illusion. So that's challenging what our mother and our ancestors was taught. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't taught, you know, financial literacy. And I think this is another big thing. We have to teach our youth, the next generation, financial literacy. You know what I'm saying? Ownership, the importance of assets, liabilities, passive income. Make money while you sleep. How can you make money while you sleep? Me and you are Patreon. So while we sleep, the membership, that's passive income. It's rolling. It's rolling. This is what we have to do. The importance of owning a home, and then the importance of owning a home, but having tenants to help pay your mortgage off. Right. You're supposed to have a multi-home, have your tenants downstairs, and have them pay your mortgage off, and then you go get another house. So that's an asset. Just getting a home, a single-family home, that's a liability because you're just paying the bill. You got to use somebody else to pay your bills. Right. You know. Right. So yeah, man, it's very important. Very important.
Bro, Mike, I know that's your realm right there, bro, Mike. What's your thoughts?
All right. So we dealing with building. We building with certain tools, right? Yeah. And we didn't have to create these tools from the mud and the dirt. We got them from somewhere. So my question to you, Hill TV, is: if you could think of 5 tools, 5 different tools that you can use to get some of the knowledge that you have right now, whether it is a book that you have in your library that you are looking at the bullet points and saying, I need to add that on to a legacy to my children. If it is certain places that you've been, certain seminars that you've attended, those type of tools, could you pass those on to the people right here and now? 5 tools that somebody needs to go and get right now to start building in the way that you're talking about building.
Okay. Absolutely, man. Number 1, pick up the book Napoleon Hill. He's the author of the 17 Principles of Success. Napoleon Hill, The 17 Principles of Success. That's number one. Number two, look into your local. There's so many resources within your town, within your county that people don't know. Just Google free business seminars. I've took 3 free business seminars right at Wake Tech College for free.
Yeah.
You know, so look into your county, look into what resources they have to offer you, because they are out there, man. The knowledge is out there. We just don't seek it. So look into your local, your counties, and start Googling, seeing what classes, seminars, and what tools and what programs they offer you to gain financial literacy. You know, because we was getting taught in our business seminar by a millionaire. He owned tractors and farmland, and he was a millionaire. And he was teaching us, he was giving us a free business seminar, giving us game. He was teaching us about profit centers. You got to have multiple profit centers. You know, Kool Spot is a profit center. Then you got earned income. You got to have earned income, portfolio income, and passive income. You need to have them 3. Earn, passive, and portfolio. Multiple profit centers for you to be successful, for you to create generational wealth for you and your family. Number 3 is ultimate belief in yourself. You know, whatever religion you subscribe to, have that spirituality, be in touch with your creator, with that source. You know what I'm saying? Definitely have that, because it's going to be rough. It's not going to be easy. And you need to have that confidence in your spirituality, that your God, your touch, that religion will help you along the way and give you that self-esteem and that confidence to reach your goals. Failure, don't never take rejection and failure as a bad thing. Failure acquires to success. You need to fail. You need to lose. 2016 was one of my lowest points of my life. I was a correction officer. I lost my job. You know, I didn't know where I was going to go. But at the same time, it's very liberating to me, because that's when I started Hill TV. I'm on the hill, talking to the universe, talking to God, and Hill TV came to me. So it was my lowest point, but also it was my awakening as well. Don't never take failure as it's over. It's a bad thing. So those are my tools, man.
Well, I'll tell you what, I need to build on that as far as those tools. I may not have the specific book that you were speaking of, but I do have The Law of Success in 16 Lessons by Napoleon Hill. And this is going to be the first tool that I'm going to give to any and everyone that goes into this group, this build today. Every last one of you will receive a copy for free of The Law of Success in 16 Lessons by Napoleon Hill. Your first tool in order to build the way we need to build.
Serious.
Napoleon Hill is the truth.
Yes, he is.
And sleeping on Napoleon Hill, he is the mastermind behind all motivational speakers. The guy that all motivational, the greatest motivational speakers of our time today have subscribed to as a mentor. You know what I'm saying? A lot of phenomenal, great books. I followed him for a while now. Shout out to my man DJ Jira, Jonathan Jones, for putting me on to him like probably about 4 or 5 years ago. And I followed him ever since, and a lot of great insight. To become successful, I think we have to follow those that are successful. We have to follow and study. Like me, for example, I love to follow Elon Musk, right? And you know, me and bro Mike, we talk about Elon Musk, but there's just something about that brother with the mindset that he has, and his drive, his hunger, his passion. You know what I'm saying? And his ability to also show that he's still human. You know what I mean? Bro Mike filled me in, said he had a nervous breakdown not long ago. You know what I mean? But I think that but his drive, his tenacity, just the way that he processes and he kind of structures his life and business, and how he is like right there in the midst of it all to try to stay ahead of the game. You know what I mean? To capitalize. I admire that. You know what I'm saying? So I studied Elon Musk. And for everybody that don't know who he is, y'all need to go back and check him out. You know what I'm saying? Look him up. You'd be surprised in the things that he's into. But Yeah.
You know, going on this journey of, finding your destiny or fulfilling your destiny, fulfilling your goal, it can drive you insane, man.
Yeah.
It will, it will get you to that point because it's a lonely road, it's a lonely road. And you have to have the fortitude and, like I said, that touch with spirituality to, survive, because there's going to be some bumps and lumps.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm proud to say Father's Day of this year, Hill TV will be rolling. That'll be Hill TV 5th year anniversary. I started in 2015.
Wow.
And people are getting familiar with Hill TV. When I ask for a donation, I'm not getting that usual no response. I'm getting more welcomed on that side. So I definitely have seen that 5 years, that grit and grind come into manifestation of support and more hugs and more love and more support. So never give up on your dreams, man. You know what I'm saying? You have to stay consistent and don't be scared of failure and have the ultimate belief in yourself.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I love how you brought up failure, because failure is one of the things that I believe that most people are afraid to experience. Although we have to face it regardless, right? I mean, we go through failure anyway.
You have to.
Right? So there's really no running from failure. We're going to have to face failure either willingly or forcefully. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have to see it either way, one way or the other. So I think that what we have to realize is, if I'm a believer, and I also believe that every good gift and good deed is from God above. So what does that mean? If I'm inspired to move a certain way and to pursue something, then it means that the gift and the ability is already in me. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that I'm waiting on is the instruction, the information to obtain it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So outside of that, like, there is no other reason why I should be, sitting on my hands except for the information, because it's already in me. I have the ability. So time will come with the experience of obtaining the information. So you can obtain it willfully, or you can obtain it forcefully. You know what I'm saying? So one way or the other, life is going to have its turns, and we're going to face some things that we're going to be like, yo, what happened? What did I miss? Why did I miss that? I can't believe things are falling apart. We've been there. I've been there over and over and over again in my life, man. And I'm looking at it differently now. So for anybody that may be for, or that those that are afraid to face failure, you're not going to learn until you fail. I ain't going to say it like that, but you're going to have to face those failures regardless. You know what I'm saying? So why not hopefully learn and volunteer that process instead of being forced? That's just how I see it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. So Javon, I know you've been working with the youth, man. What are some of the things that you brought to the table in the community, like what you've done? I know you do a lot in your community over where you live in that area, and a lot of areas I've seen you work in partnership and different things. Man. So, like, what are some of the things that you've done in the community to help uplift and encourage and inspire?
Well, during this pandemic, Hill TV, we have access to a limited supply of bread and water. So we have been dealing with bread, going out to different communities throughout Wake County, and giving supplies to needy families, bread and water. So that's one of the things that we've been doing during the pandemic.
Good, bro. Yeah, that's good. That's good. And, a lot of people have, have been asking. I know I've seen some comments on Facebook, which was surprising to me, but a lot of people have been asking about, what is the church doing and what are other organizations doing that which they may feel that are looking for the monetaries. Anybody that's asking for money any kind of way should be giving back to the community one way or the other. You know what I'm saying? And there was a discussion that I ran across that talked about different organizations, including churches. Clear it up. So. But there's a lot of people that have been doing a lot of great things in the community, whether they're volunteering their services to, help the elderly, they're cleaning up communities, doing food banks, they're doing all kinds of different things, man. So to know that we have people that are passionate enough to get out here, boots on the ground. They working, they putting in that pain, that sweat. You know, I think I seen you. When was that? Was that about a month ago when you were doing the bread thing? You put it online.
Yeah, that was a month ago, man. Anybody in Wake County that needed bread or water, Hill TV was gonna, deliver it out to them. I had to bring some stuff out to a community out in Wake Forest, man, and it was a beautiful thing. There was a lot of kids out there, and they needed it, man, and it felt good. Single mother, she had about 7 kids, so Hill TV was able to bring that bread and that water out to her, and she really appreciated it.
Yeah, that's phenomenal, bro. That's phenomenal, man. So, I lost you for a second. That's on me. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, King. We here.
Yeah.
Okay. That's my little camera. I got to figure out how to get it set up where it doesn't cut off on me like that. I got to deal with that crap. But so yeah, man. So let's talk about liberation, man. You are a big proponent of liberating the youth. We're talking about liberating our people, the next generation. We talk about the things that we find ourselves experiencing outside of the, I don't even want to say outside of the norm, because what's been normal in our Black communities is what we see with the killing, shootings, the Black on Black crimes and different things, man. Like, what could be some approach that what could be something that we could actually bring together as a union, you know what I'm saying, or a people, where we could help bring more awareness to our state as a community?
Like I said, man, you got to take care of ourselves. We got to really start bringing values and the morals back. You know what I'm saying? Right now, I'm in together talking with some plans with Curran Pittman. He's a community activist in Wake County. He's very active. And we're talking about bringing firearm safety and awareness and helping people apply. And Hill TV will be paying for application fees for open carry permits, so people can learn about protecting themselves and protecting their loved ones. You know what I'm saying? But first, it has to, before you even get to that level, you have to get to your values. Yeah. Knock on the door, check on Mrs. Johnson, check on the elderly, check on that sister that she's a single parent and she got kids, check on her, make sure she okay. You know what I'm saying? The building I live in, everybody in the building know me. Nobody runs out of bread and water in my building. Nobody goes without in my community. You know what I'm saying? So we need to handle that first before we even get to the weapons side of things. We got to check down first. Yes, sir.
Some very essentials. Yeah. Yeah, good stuff, man. Mike, what do you feel?
You can't liberate the masses until you liberate self. Like Mike was saying, your immune system. Work on learning how to grow your own vegetables. Start eating better. Take a walk. You don't got to run. You don't got to go crazy, but walk. Take a nice walk. Take a nice walk with your queen and talk and build. You know what I'm saying? Get out there and enjoy Mother Nature. You know what I'm saying? And because, the grocery store is a privilege. Right. Just like your job was taken away, the grocery store could be taken away. What you going to do? Like on the previous bill, Mike said you could starve in the forest, but food is all around you. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
That's quotable by my brother Triumphant right there. Don't think I said that. Triumphant.
Right. Yeah.
Triumphant.
Yeah. Triumphant. Bro, Mike, man, talk about the benefits of growing your own garden, man. I know that's been your journey here lately. So what's the benefits to that, bro?
Well, I tell you what, if I was actually on my cell phone and not my laptop, I would have been able to show and prove how I'm growing all these things. But I will say this. It starts literally with nothing more than a seed and dirt. I mean, how we talk about things being dirt cheap. How about real dirt? You know what I'm saying? So think of it like this. Why is it that most of the healthy foods and vegetables are so expensive? It is based upon the fact that you can take that vegetable and create it infinitely. Yeah. And we refuse the knowledge of that. When the Bible says that he who perishes lacks knowledge, and that's part of what I believe that book was talking about. Yeah, we lack the knowledge of rebuilding infinitely, where I would only have to imagine this, only having to go to the store maybe 2 months in your entire life. And you take every seed from every food, you take the root from every vegetable, and you created that fruit 4 or 5, or that vegetable 10 and 11 times over, and you harvested it. And it is an infinitum of creation. These are the things that I have been ignorant of for the first, 40 years of my life. I am 40 years old. I am in the youngest feeling of my body that I ever have been because of coming into that knowledge. But knowledge is the first number. Yeah. There's wisdom, then there's understanding, then there's culture, and there's freedom, and there's a man and the God, and building and destroy and born. When we get to those, we have to do that organically because we are organisms.
Right.
So that being said, when it comes to food, clothing, and shelter, the fact that you're giving bread and water and making sure that nobody in your building starves, that is a very beautiful thing.
Yeah.
That is a very, very beautiful thing. But I think the next level with that would be, let's show people how to make their own bread.
There you go.
Let's show people how to take water from the rain and purify it.
Purify.
Ad infinitum. That is my word for y'all, man. Ad infinitum. If we're going to create and be creators and co-create, let's do so infinitely.
Wow, powerful.
I love it, bro. I love it, man. I love it. Well, yeah, man. We're coming up to our hour mark, man. I guess I don't know if we have a few views that are showing themselves as viewers right now. We know how social media works. A lot of people don't want to click on to the actual link to watch. But if you guys have any questions, for someone who
got a question that just popped up here.
There it is. Yeah. What advice do you have for someone who feels stuck, who feels they want to give back but don't know how to start? What do you guys think?
I'm going to let you take that one, Hill.
Okay. Advice for someone who feels stuck, who feels they want to give back but don't know how to start.
Yeah.
Start off volunteering. Yeah. Look up certain food banks, churches, like it's right outside, start volunteering and people in your neighborhood. Somebody always told me the community starts in your household, your neighbor next door. Hey, you need something? You need me to take the trash out, or you need me to clean the yard for you, or do you need me to go to make a store run for you? The lady next door might be disabled. Just start basic volunteering. They got food banks. I used to volunteer at the Interfaith Food Shuttle on Lake Willow Road. So there's volunteer opportunities all over. Google and put in volunteer in your local county.
That's true.
Volunteering.
That's true. The Habitat for Humanity is a dope spot to volunteer for. And you can get connected and also get in there to learn a trade, how to build houses.
Yes, how to build houses. Yeah.
So you could always jump in and figure that out as far as just go in and ask somebody, hey, who do I talk to volunteer?
Yes.
Background check. Yeah.
Yep. They're going to grab you up and put you to work ASAP. The work is out there. The church is outside. Yes, sir.
Oh, man. That's right.
Church is outside. That's what we started off with, church outside. So, but yeah, man, I guess at this point, do we have any other questions? My battery about to cut out too in a second. But do we have any other questions? Anybody that's live? Any other questions? I guess not.
Actually, I have a question, and it's not online. It's actually offline. My wife over here was asking, what can we expect from Hill TV in the next 6 months? Give us kind of an itinerary of what we're going to start seeing in the next 6 months as far as projects that you're going to have that are coming out, as far as initiatives that are going to be put in place.
Peace, Queen. Peace. Thank you for
in the building.
That question. Great question. Definitely films. Hill TV has been doing mostly everything under the sun, but more community activities. Hopefully, we can get this lockdown lifted, and we can go forward as humanity. We can move forward through this crisis. More community activities, and definitely more films, and we're going to get into the drug-free commercials. I don't know, remember we used to do the drug-free commercials, the Dare, back in the 90s. So Hill TV is going to reenact teen commercials, teenage suicides, drug-free commercials, peer pressure, bullying commercials. So more content, more films, more commercials to uplift and educate you, but definitely short films and drug-free and commercials and of that nature. Yes, sir. That's what we got coming in the next 6 months.
Fire.
All right.
We have a question. How would you start the convo on financial literacy dang, with the youth? What's a good age? Oh man, I've seen
You can start at 5.
Right.
You can start at 5.
Right. I've seen at 5. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Before that, like
my son is 7, and we're building right now. The guard number 7. And we're building right now, assets and liability. Teach them what it's a liability and teach them what an asset is.
Right.
And don't think humans are asset. The Africans, the Aboriginals, we are one of the greatest assets on this planet, the resources. That's why slavery, labor was commerce. That's why this country was built off our blood and our backs. We are a natural resource. Yeah. So we are an asset to America. And also we are a threat. That's why they want to keep taking us out as well. But we are one of the greatest resources. Like Mike was saying, growing your own vegetables, self-sustaining. So just teach your youth on assets and liability. Assets and liability.
Yeah, that's a good start. Definitely start out by counting pennies, build up that little piggy bank with the water bottle and start counting. Keep notes, keep tabs, and then just begin and work your way up.
Yeah, so, little challenges. What's a FICO score?
Yeah.
What's a good debt, bad debt ratio? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The importance of ownership. Start having them get their hustle on early. Starting your own business, because ownership is everything. Hustle is early. Lemonade stands. Selling your own vegetables, selling your own food, writing your own books, anything that can bring in income as financial literacy. And it brings the self-esteem and the confidence of that child, because there's no greater feeling when a child can earn his own income and their mother and parent is guiding them towards that. So definitely self-business, independence.
That's good. That's good. I have a friend, man. She's been independent for a little while with her own business, and her kids about grown. And
amazing.
What I love is her kids have never had a job, like a 9-to-5 outside of what they've been doing in house. So the kids were so when you talk to them, it's like, okay, they're this boss talk. You know what I'm saying? And I gotta have some CEO and what I'm like, yo, that's and it made me think back, like, man, I wish I had the opportunity to be able to get my kids off that early and had the mindset for it. You know what I'm saying?
It's never too late, Limo. It's never too late.
Oh yeah, we working it now, bro.
Working it. It's never too late, my brother. You know what I'm saying? That should be all our goals, because you should never submit to the plantation of the corporate world of working for somebody. It's okay to work for somebody. You got to start somewhere, but always have something of your own. Right. Always. That should be mandatory to always have independent of something you call your own, because it's yours. It's your baby, and it's no greater feeling of having something your own. I love Hill TV. It's mine. It's my baby.
This is baby.
You got to nurture it. Yes, sir.
Yep. Yep. Mike, you want to add to that, or you want to go to the next question? What you want to do, brother?
Oh, no, I can definitely add to that. You saying that being your baby, but we got to remember that it does take a village to raise a child. So that support that comes from all of these sources that's around us, you guys who are listening, it is key. It is very, very important that we take the time to nurture and develop things like Hell TV so that it can grow up to be what it really deserves to be. It deserves to be a much more powerful source out here. It's powerful right now, but it can be exponentially so with your support.
That's right.
Talking about, when the kids could start for this financial literacy. There is a book that we were building upon, Javon was talking about Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Yeah.
What I've come to realize is there is actually a version, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, for teens.
Yeah.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad for kids. And guess what? I got it. So I'll tell you what else. If you are a mother or father or have a child and you want to get started with showing your little person about financial literacy, they can grow up and be the man or woman that they need to be.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments below, and I will make sure that you get a copy.
You get a copy?
Of Rich Dad, Poor Dad for teens. Tell me the age of your child. Rich Dad or Poor Dad for teens, or Rich Dad, Poor Dad for kids.
Right. That's dope. That's dope.
Got another question on there.
Yeah, we have a question. For a child that's interested in artistry, what's a good word of advice?
I'll let you set that off right there, King.
So, a good word of advice. I believe that artistry is just a part of our nature. I feel like although some may be more fluent than others, I feel like we all have some artistry in us, and it depends on the platform, right? But I feel like we can actually find out more about ourselves. Like poetry, for a good example. I know a lot of poets. You guys are dope poets. And what I realized about poets is that most poets that I know have started off by writing out their traumas, their hurts, and their pains. So what happens with that, as far as what I understand, because I'm also an artist too. Now, I'm a rapper first, but I also love poetry as well. But for me, like as a rapper, me writing my pain helped me learn to articulate how I feel, right? From a mental space, you have to, if you can't articulate the way that you feel, but you're mad at the world, then what are you mad for? You know what I'm saying? This is just my interpretation as far as how I see it. So if I can't tell you why I'm upset with you, then I don't really have a reason to be upset, because it's unfair to you that I'm upset with you when you don't understand why. So as an adult, we find that out later that, man, only if I could articulate myself better. You see what I'm saying? Then I'd be in a better headspace and maybe even a better position or a better relationship than what I've been facing throughout these years. So I feel like the artistry is a great channel to learn more about yourself, learn how to articulate, learn how to communicate. And not even just that, we could also take that once we become more proficient and more comfortable doing that, we can take that and with the same energy and the same passion, we can learn other areas in life the same way that we love the artistry.
That's dope.
So that's my take on it, bro. Good question, too. Good question.
Yeah, great question.
That's a very good question.
Yeah. So what about you guys?
Okay. Very palatable. Bullet points. Okay.
Yeah.
Challenge yourself often to see yourself as an artist.
Yeah. Good.
Most of the greatest artists that I know will always go about it so humbly. Oh, this was just something that I happened to write on a paper napkin or whatever while I was then. I just, so please keep in mind that I'm an artist. I'm sensitive about my, you know what I mean? So think of yourself first and foremost as an artist, period. Do not have anything that goes in the way of you saying that you are an artist. Anyone. I don't care if it's your mother, your father. I don't care who it is. You are an artist, period. Say that. Say it. Actually invoke it in your body. I am an artist.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the first thing. The second thing, as far as palatable values, study art. Study it. Don't just read one Langston Hughes poem. Cage Bird, I know why the Cage Bird sings by Maya Angelou, and say, yep, I'm going to go change the world. No. Diversify your mind in as many dimensions as you can in relating to art. If your artist's words, I say start with at least 20 artists, at least 20 poets, and make sure that a quarter of them are not of your race origin. There's so many poets that I know that cannot follow this challenge. If I told them to give me 10 artists in the next minute that are not black, they couldn't do it. There's a problem with that. Okay. We need to make sure that we diversify our minds because our minds are multidimensional. Okay.
Right.
Okay. So then the next thing here is to show and prove your work as art. Okay. There are people who actually take nothing more than paint and throw it and let it fall as it may on the ground, or at least that's what it looks like to be. But they claim themselves as an artist and they show and prove by other artists that have like work, and they're worth tens of thousands, if not millions of dollars.
Yep.
There is an artist that was born and raised in my hometown, Detroit, Michigan. Young woman, Aaliyah, I forgot her last name, but the main thing is she literally does nothing more than take paintings that she has paint thrown onto the canvas in no way, shape, or form, creates a name for it, and sells it for $1,000 a piece. Wow. Whereas we will put all of our little inklings and all our little intricacies and see it at shows and have people say, yeah, that's dope, and walk away. That needs to stop. That needs to change. And that's going to change not just with your mindset, but also with the tools that you're going to palpably know how to define yourself to the people, to have them see you as art.
That's good stuff.
Fire. Javon, what you feel, brother?
Encouragement is very big when you're trying to identify yourself as an artist. My father, my mom was very encouraging my art. I started with poetry. A teacher in school encouraged it. So getting that outside support, that encouragement is very big. So as a parent, parents, I suggest for you, help your children that's stepping out to be an artist or claiming themselves to be an artist. Help them explore that. Look for resources that they can jump into as far as writing seminars or taking them to open mics or poetry shows. Help them with their confidence, because the confidence of an artist is everything, and it's very sensitive and it can be shattered very quickly. So having that support from those that are dear to you goes a long way in your artistry. Yes, sir.
That's absolutely right, bro. I don't even let people hear my work before it's finished anymore. They won't see the whole vision. You know what I'm saying? And it's like,
oh yeah.
And I'm not as confident until it's done. And then once it's done, it's like, all right, well, now I'm ready. Check this out. You know what I'm saying? But before then, I used to do that, and they were like, oh, okay, I mean, I guess it's all right. I'm like, it's all right. And I already see the end before I reached the end, right? It's just like,
I'm at a point where I don't even I'll have a whole project done. I have a whole album done. Right.
That's true. I mean, like, we have time to write all of that.
That's real.
Yeah, that's dope. So we're gonna go ahead and round it up, man, and begin to close out. I want to give a shout out, special thank you to my moderator that's behind the scenes that you guys are not seeing, Sharita Freeman, aka Free the Poet. Queen, thank you. Thank you. All the pop-ups that you guys are seeing on the screen, she's working that out. That's her magic right there. She putting her little touches on that. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Free the Poet. Phenomenal work. I appreciate everything. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in. Again, go back and support Javon Lunsford. Follow the movement, Hill TV on Facebook. You can find them on YouTube as Hill TV University or Hill TV U on YouTube. You guys can check us out. Check me out, Lamore Decina. Check out my man Mike Jenkins Jr. And yeah, man, this is what we're doing. So this is our first show. The next show that we're gonna have, this is a weekly thing. The next episode will be with Kathy Griggs, and she has an organization called PACT out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. So you guys definitely stay tuned for that. You know, again, Javon Lunsford, share your Patreon before we close, brother.
Yeah. Thank you for that, King.
Yeah.
You can go to patreon.com, HILLTV. Like I said, it's not that straining. It's $2 per month. That's all Hill TV is asking for, so we can continue on our spending our platform and putting out these great projects. If you're more comfortable cash apping, $ Javon Lunsford is my cash app. Email as far as my PayPal, jwork75@gmail.com is my PayPal. Thank you for having me, Lamoy Decina. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Rita. I had an awesome time, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, fire, man. Fire. Mike, you got anything you want to plug, brother?
The only thing that I want to say is this is one of many different dynamic, powerful builds. And the only thing that I would want y'all to do is to continue to keep moving forward and to continue to tune in every single week, because that each and every week we're going to be developing each other to make each other stronger. That is the only thing I want to plug. Continue to have this thing moving.
That's it. And you know, we have the podcast, Table Talk at the Kool Spot. We have got a lineup already set up all the way until the middle of next month. I have a few more people on my radar, trying to keep a little bit diverse. So I have some people that you guys are going to see, from financial advisor. We got a guy that's going to come up here that sells life insurance. He actually owns his own company doing the life insurance thing, and have people working up under him. You know, black excellence. You know what I'm saying? Got to promote that. You know, we also have a debate coming up June 13th, which I'm super excited about. You know what I mean? And that's going to be rolled out really soon, hopefully by tomorrow. If not tomorrow, sometime throughout this week coming up. But, you know, I'm learning more about politics. And shout out to Tony Jones, good friend of mine. He's a Trump supporter, right? Shout out to Obama McCallum, dope brother. I've been following for some years now. We touched with for years, long time, maybe like 2010, right? So shout out to Omar McCallum. He's not a Trump supporter. So we're going to bring the two together and kind of see which way it goes. You know what I'm saying? So I'm super excited about it. We have the rules already laid out, the letterhead and everything is set. Just got to send all that out, get the flyers made. That will probably be the main thing that I'm pushing leading up to the event, while also doing these weekly interviews with the locals that are in the area. And being that we're online, Zoom, and StreamYard, then you don't have to be in North Carolina to be interviewed. You know what I'm saying? You're doing some great things in your community. You have some information you want to push. Then, hey, we're here for that. This is what it's about. You know, the Kool Spot, the place where creative millennials meet, right? Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, we have some great things up and coming. Talked to my assistant Rita last night about doing an interview with me. And I was like, that'd be interesting. But I think it'd also be dope at the same time. So that all that's coming next month. Well, tune in for the rest of this month. We have Curtis Hill of Inkspired, SB the Poet coming up this month too.
I'm out here, fellas. Peace.
All right, brother. Thank you,
right,
brother. Thank you,
yes,
man.
Sir.
Yeah, man. But we have Curtis Hill Jr. that'll be coming up next this month. And just it's gonna be phenomenal. We're gonna talk business, you know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be phenomenal. I'm excited. But again, thank all of you guys that tuned in. Thank you guys. Please share the video. I did a big blast while we were starting. So please share the video. Share with somebody that you think may impact or help understand a few things that you may have heard. You may find inspired. You know, whatever, just send it out. You know what I'm saying? The video is also streamed on YouTube, and I will also strip the audio from it, and we will add this to our podcast series as well. All right. So it's your true Lamore Decina.
And Mike Jenkins here.
And Mike Jenkins in the building. Yeah. So thank you guys again for tuning in at Table Talk at the Kool Spot. I love you guys. Thank you guys for love and support. We out here. Peace.